Model Y Performance. We've been talking about this for a little bit, but let's talk about the spec list of the Model Y Performance. And there was another super covered up Model Y Juniper that potentially could be the Model Y Performance. And so now instead of when Juniper, it's when Juniper non-launch and it's when Juniper Model Y Performance. Shout out to Tesla Flex Brandon. The Model Y Performance will probably have sport bucket seats. Yeah, 100% just like how the Model 3 Performance does, and probably really nice ones. Carbon fiber dash piece. Yep, 100%. That's an easy one, but especially from older Model Y Performances. Slightly more aggressive looking front and rear bumpers. Yes, and hopefully they go in the same direction as they've done with the Model 3 Performance and actually add like a different lip on the front and the rear, and maybe even make it look a little bit more aggressive. Slightly improved 0 to 60 time. I would expect now that the Model 3 Performance has a 0 to 60 in 2.9, I would bet the Model Y Performance will also have a 0 to 60 in maybe 2.9 or 3.1 or maybe even close. Similar adaptive damping to the 3 Performance. Yes, I would imagine that as well. They would just carry that over and plug and play. But I gotta say, like, I've driven all 3 Model 3s, and we actually made a video about that where we drove every single trim back to back on a test drive, like rear wheel drive versus long range, and actually the performance. Now, of course, the performance is great. It's fast, it's sporty, it's got the adaptive suspension, but the Model 3 long range is actually pretty comfortable. So if you're looking for just a daily driver, comfortable type of ride, I would probably say you might as well just get the long range. And that's why I feel like, usually we try and get the performance. It's always an overkill, and I'm never in that sport mode. I'm always in the chill mode because I want to save tires because, we want to save our money. And so that's why I feel like the Model Y launch series actually is a good deal, especially for us in our situation, because I'm not going to be going 0 to 62.9 all the freaking time. But adaptive suspension, it's nice, but it's still not going to be as comfortable as just a straight long range with just soft suspension. Similar range to the previous Model Y, and of course, better handling. Worth it? Yeah, 100% worth it. But of course, it depends on the price of it at the end of the day. But let's get into the pictures. This was spotted today also by Joe, I want to say. And it is another Model Y Juniper that's been covered again for whatever reason it's been covered. And so one could assume that this is a prototype testing type of vehicle, and one could also assume potentially that this could be a Model Y Performance when it actually, as they're testing right now, because we're starting to see a bunch of vehicles that are still being covered in China and the US. And so this could be potentially a Model Y Performance, and that would be pretty exciting. I still think a Model Y Performance still could be coming out Q3 of 2025, but when do you think it's actually going to be coming out?